Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille and today is 9th of March 2020. Welcome to live number 73. If you want to know what do you need to know to survive every emotional storm that it's coming and you know it, just stay tuned. If you're in a relationship, you know what I'm talking about. So listen, this whole video just started because I watched today kind of interesting video, but I'm not going to be able to link it because it was part of paid course. But anyway, this video said something about scientifical thing that happened some time ago, and I heard about this earlier. But it basically said something like this: there was a group of scientists that asked musicians to play their instrument when they were looking at their heads and trying to see what's gonna happen, what kind of part of the brain it's gonna shine, saying that meaning that it was active, and they measured it and all was cool. But then they checked what's gonna happen if they put down the instruments and they try to imagine that they're playing the instruments. And what's fascinating is that the same part of the brain was shining, was active, whether they played the instrument or they imagine it, which kind of brought them to a very interesting conclusion that from the brain's perspective, there's no difference if you're playing the instrument or not. So whether you imagine something or it happens, from perspective of your brain, it happened. Maybe that's why we are able to watch horror movies and get scared and watch romantic comedies and feel, oh, because otherwise you won't. You would not. It would just not work, but it does. Because the conclusion is that your brain treats everything as it happens. It doesn't see the difference in between reality and fiction. But then you can say, okay, but how's that connected to the subject that we're going to talk about today? If you watched my previous videos or just listen to anyone who's talking about how women are wired, you'll be able to kind of put this all together. I'm going to show you a very interesting picture. And ladies, if you're watching this, please bear in mind and bear with me, because I'm going to over-exaggerate, over-saturate this whole thing, because we as guys, we just need this oversaturated representation of whatever's happening, because then it's much easier for us to understand. So just bear with me. Listen, if you put few of these things that you can kind of see in your girl, and so many people, especially scientists, confirm over and over again. First of all, they see everything through the lens of emotions. Whatever happens, they don't really see facts, they see how they react emotionally. So something is happy or not happy, but that's how they see the world. Adding to that is that they cannot stop thinking. Everything that happens over and over again, and they have to think about something. They cannot stop. Adding to that, they're able to think in parallel about a few different things. It's just adding to all of this. 3, which is very important, they play game of what if a lot. And when I talk to my wife, I just try to check all these things with her, just if I'm right, and she basically said I'm basically on point. She said, when I asked her why, and if that's true, if this thinking about what if isn't mainly negative, she said that it's true, and there's many reasons for that. But one of them is that if they're in a men's environment, it's like they want to be liked, they want to be funny, and they want to be just accepted and liked and loved. So they are cool. But especially if they are in a women's environment, she said that it can be completely vicious thing, because there's a lot of talking behind their back, and all these things make this whole experience like basically Warzone. It's like all of them are against each other, and it can be really kind of negative experience. So that's why she said that they just try to prepare for whatever can happen, especially the negative things, because she said when you just walk in, you don't see, you're blind to all of this. But we can, by the one look, or when someone is looking at us, we can see this whole negativity, and that someone talked already behind our back and all of this stuff. She said that it's a very hostile environment. So then they see everything in emotions, they cannot stop thinking, and they think a lot of things at the same time. Then they think, what if? And if you package it all in whatever, in the thing that we said at the beginning, that your brain treats everything as it happened, even if you just think about it, then you can see that they experience like 3 times their life, and their brain thinks that it happened just because they think over and over the same thing. And then you have to package all of this additionally in their hormonal cycles, that it makes it all even more crazy, because once she's happy, then she's not happy, once she's horny, and then she's angry at you, and then many things is connected to those hormonal cycles, and this makes this whole thing even bigger roller coaster. And to add to all of this is that 3 to 5 or 6 days the month, it depends on the lady, they feel physical pain, they enrage, and they feel this anxiety because of that, and they bleed. This whole thing is basically craziness. It's insanity. And when I try to figure out how can I explain it or visualize it for us to understand it, I would have to say it's like being on ecstasy when everything is just on override all the time. Second, being on a kind of LSD or something like this that helps you to see the world in much brighter colors and see how kind of experience this thing rather than just see facts. Then being on some kind of hallucinogenic thing, which basically takes you for this roller coaster from being completely happy and enjoying life to being afraid for your life because your armchair is trying to kill you. And then have this happen over and over again, 24/7, 365 days, every day. Just it's like Warzone, and you're right there on the front line. It's like having this shell shock over and over again. So if you see this as I do, first thing that's supposed to pop up is in your head is it demands respect. You don't understand it as I don't, because we're never going to experience that, but it demands respect, that they are, in most of the time, they are really sane and enjoyable to be with, even though they experience this whole thing. And I know it's over-exaggeration, but it doesn't matter. It just shows how crazy their world is, and they cannot switch it off. They're going to turn it off as we can. We just, it's so obvious, and we love it just to see it, watch our beautiful wall. It's like, you just can't think about nothing. They can't. So first of all, I want you to understand it, because it at least supposed to give you this understanding that it's not that they're crazy, it's just how they're wired. And if you got your wife, your sister, your mom, some girlfriends that you care for, you've got to see that this is something that should at least give you this understanding that, okay, I get it, there's more to that I will ever understand. Second thing that I want you to kind of understand, that many of us are making very, very crucial mistake. Whenever something happens, emotional, we kind of take it personally. And that's the dumbest thing you can do. Because you've got to look at it as you see your friends being under influence of alcohol, or being high as kite. You just say, that's alcohol talking, just don't listen to him or don't listen to her. This is exactly what you're supposed to understand. This is why I'm saying that. If you understand that that's not really my fault, unless I did something stupid, but all this emotional reaction is because she's going through something that I'm not going to even understand and never will be. Then I just treat, okay, let her deal with this, and let me stay completely out of it. Not take anything personal. I'm not going to be enraged. I'm not going to, fall into arguing about this stuff, because it's not my problem. It's nothing that I'm struggling with, and it's not my fault. But then we can use it to positive. And then especially I try to ask her how it all works, and she basically confirmed what we experienced for years. That, let's say that she's in a hurry. Just you can just do one simple thing. Ask her, how can I help you? If there's something you can do, and she tells you, please help me with this, just don't ask any stupid questions, because it's gonna enrage her even more. It's gonna the same thing will happen to you. So just don't ask stupid questions. Just do what you need to do, and then don't get in her way. because she's already, already on anxiety because she's not having enough time. If she is hurting because she knows that this time of month is coming, just have a blanket, bring it to her. My wife said, hold her and keep her close a little bit longer. Let her feel that she can fall in your arms and that everything's gonna be fine. You can just be the one that's gonna help her in the moment that she needs you, and you're gonna score some points because that's exactly what she needs, how she needs you to be in this moment when she needs you. And one additional thing, like additional bonus, what she said, few days before she's having her period, because of some chemical thing in her organism, she'll crave for sugars. So what you can do is to buy some of her favorite sweets or cookies or something like this, stash it somewhere there, and when you start to see that she's looking around for something sweet, you can just take it out and say, I've got something for you, and you're gonna score a lot of points for this. So this kind of tip for you to have something in your sleeve. So this is what I want you to understand. First of all, have some respect. You'll never understand what they go through. Just it's as simple as that. Second, understand that it's nothing about you. It's just let her go through all of this. Don't take it personally, but rather be someone who be helpful and be able to help her if you can. If not, just do your thing. Let her go through all of this. And this is what you need to understand. If you play this role, she'll remember it. I remember so many situations when she was sick or something. I tried to be as helpful as possible, and it come back to me right away, because she said, "Thank you for helping me. Thank you for being the person acting that when I needed you, you were there," and she remembers. So this is the way to play it all, because listen, this is what I want you to take from this video. Everything happens for a reason. She's not crazy. She's just experiencing life the way that you will never do, and you will never understand it. Just take it as it is. But what you can do is to know what's happening, why it's happening, never take it personally, but then use it to hers and your advantage. Because you can play the role that she needs, be flexible in it, and when you start to be at least to some degree proficient in it, you'll become hero in her eyes in a blink of an eye. Trust me, I'm talking from experience. So think about it, do something about it, and don't forget to stash her favorite sweets. Just saying. And see you tomorrow.